She has 26 years of experience in public education, having worked as a teacher, so she actually where the rubber meets the road. Site administrator and district administrator in San Jose and Fremont prior to coming to Pleasanton just 4 years ago. She holds a bachelor's degree from San Jose State University and 2 master's degrees, one from National Luis University in Chicago, a Chicago theme going on here, and a second master's from St. Mary's College of California, in addition to a School of Management certificate from UCLA. Her vision is to ensure that Pleasanton schools provide the most inspiring and engaging environment for all students so that they can thrive as productive members of the society. And there's 3 words that I want to bring up. Jeff Bean said there's 3 words last week that you want to emphasize. And when I think of Superintendent Ahmadi, I think of innovation, education, and involvement. So please welcome Superintendent Parvin Ahmadi.
Thank you so much for having me. Boy, I learned a lot this morning about real estate. It's great stuff. Can you see the slides or barely? Okay. All right. Good morning. I'm Parvin Ahmadi, and actually one of our trustees, Joan Larson, just joined us as well. And she was very, very long. And Susan Hayes is the executive director of our foundation in Pleasanton. This is our strategic plan. Usually you see pages and pages and documents that look like books. This is it for us. It took an entire year for us to meet with the community members, and some of you were in that group. Parents, students, community, business, just about everybody, to come up with our strategic plan. Have a clicker. Just a little bit about our school district. We have about 15,000 students, and as you see, our demographics are very diverse. About 34% Asian, and 53% white, 9% Latino, and 2% Black. Am I not? 15 schools. And what I like to say about Pleasanton schools is, I live in Fremont and I've worked in 2 other school districts. And I think one of the things that's unique about Pleasanton is the fact that you can tell people when they are buying homes that they will get an outstanding education in any one of our schools. I live in a community where the prices of homes went down and up by $200,000 overnight when they couldn't go to the same school that they wanted to, because the schools weren't all the same. So that is something I always remind everyone of. We have about 1,400 employees, highly qualified teachers, amazing staff, and support staff. What am I not? Am I not?
No, it only works half.
There we go. All right. So when I showed you our strategic plan, our mission is very simple. Our goal, our mission is to help our students make this a better world. And that is really important to us because every move they make, we remind them of how that impacts the entire world, everybody around them. And our vision is that every student will be resourceful, resilient, and responsible and engaged. And that's our vision. Oh, maybe I should press harder. These are our core values. We truly believe that our students deserve the best, that it's our job to create an environment where they're inspired and engaged and love to be there, and that they leave us ready for the 21st century. But we care. I think what's, again, another thing that's unique about Pleasanton is we do everything we can to make sure we take care of the whole child. It's not just about academics. These are our goals. We believe that every student, regardless of where they come from, what they look like, deserve the best education, access to a quality education. And as you see, we have personal growth goals, fiscal, and learning environment. I have a brochure in the back for you so that you could pick up on your way out. But one of the things that's really important to us is professional development. I believe, and the trustees as well, we believe that unless we continue to have professional development for our teachers, our staff, and administrators, that we can't really meet the needs of the students the way we should be to prepare them for the 21st century. So we've got lots and lots going on. Professional learning communities. We have teacher leaders that have taken on a lot of professional development, the last 2 years especially. We have instructional coaches because we believe coaching and mentoring is critical for math and science and reading. And something unique that perhaps I don't believe other districts have yet is instructional technology coach. I feel that it is not about the device that students use, it's about how the teacher uses those devices or whatever technology they have to help students learn. And we have a phenomenal instructional technology coach, a teacher who's a Google certified, Apple certified, and I'm sure they want to hire her, but I'm not letting them. So we actually have her as a coach this year. So she's working with our entire school district to help them learn how to flip classrooms. I'm sure most of you have heard about that. And really get them to see how to engage students in school and out of school with technology. We have a lot of relationships with post-secondary education, with universities. We have a lot of student teachers who want to come to Pleasanton because they know it's quality education and amazing staff that they will learn from. And we also have an administrative credential program that we started in Pleasanton. And now Dublin and Livermore teachers as well as Sangamon also come. But basically these are our own teachers going through master's programs in administrative credentials so that we can hire them in our district because we feel knowing the culture of the district is really critical for our administrators. All right, so everyone talks about APIs. I just want you to know it's going to go away anyway in a couple of years, if not now. But basically, the Academic Performance Index 909, and if you think about the state, it's in the 700s. Passing California high school exit exam, 99%. That is incredible. I know I'm pushing this. Okay, I'll do it again. Flip back. All right. Graduation rate, 96%. 96% of our students graduate. And 97.5% of our students, 3% of our students actually come to school every day. That's amazing, because they want to be there. And this is really important because over 90% of our students go to post-secondary education. Our goal is to prepare students for college. And I know oftentimes you hear, well, not everybody's going. The goal is that we prepare them and then they can decide if they like to go to college or some other sort of post-secondary education that they want to be involved in. But one thing that you constantly hear about is STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And that is one of my focus areas. I really, truly believe that we need to understand that if we are to be competitive in the world, our students need to be focused on STEM. But we actually put A in there because we all believe that the arts are critical. If you think about STEM and leave the A out, I think you leave a big piece of education out. Many of our students thrive on the arts, as well as technology and science and engineering and mathematics. When we had our education summit, our students were in the jazz band were performing. We had students in the drama program. And I mentioned that these are the same students who are also in our engineering programs. So very, very important for us to really focus on all disciplines and not just one. So science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Humanities, music, drama, physical education, and service learning, because we believe that students need to be community conscious. Access to rigorous courses, I think this is important for anybody who moves into the community to know what programs we have. But we have Project Lead the Way, and that's the, I honestly don't know where to point this to. There, okay. Someone's helping me in the back. Project Lead the Way, we have engineering at Amador Valley High School, and we have Biomedical Science Academy at Foothill. We also have them in middle school that we just started. And all the courses are, high school courses are UC approved, except for a couple. And we were on the AP honor roll 3 years in a row. And that means that we have more students having access to AP and passing. Lots of options for our students. Our AP courses are open to all students, and that is not the case in some districts. 24 AP courses offered at each of our high schools. 1,700 students in AP courses, and many of our students take more than one, and sometimes they take too many. But they love doing that, and if that's what they really want to do, we encourage them. But we feel that you need to really take a deep breath when you think about AP. But many of them do. 86% of our students receive a 3 or more, which means then they get college credit. And that is great for them. Around 2,000 students take CTE, Career Technical Education classes at our school. And most often, they end up going because they love doing what they're doing in CTE courses. They end up following through and actually going to post-secondary education to follow up their, whatever their passion is. These are some of the courses that we have in CTE. Phenomenal music and performing art programs. If any of you have had children in the band or in music, you know what I'm talking about. 300 plus students in marching band. Award-winning jazz band, orchestra, chorus. In fact, Amador Valley High School music teacher John Grantham is taking his group to Chicago, and one school gets chosen in California, and that's Amador Valley. Wow. Amazing. And that's in December in Chicago. It's community. Awesome. That would be wonderful. Maybe I'll send information out to you so that you can meet. We the People. How many of you know about We the People? Competition. Amazing civics competition. Our students at Amador again came second in the nation. And we'll talk about the new conference. DECA, again, state championships and amazing drama performances. When we have our drama performances, I will send information out to, and you can decide what to send out, but it is amazing. Next. I can't give up on the clicker. Other special programs. Next. Chris promised me he was going to push next. Okay, we have Spanish immersion program, laptop program in middle school, strong K-12 counseling. Again, what's unique about Pleasanton is we have counselors even in elementary school. Not as many as we would like, but despite all the budget cuts, these are some priorities that the trustees, the community, and all of us believed in and kept. Science and PE specialist in elementary school, and that's not the case everywhere. Highly successful sports teams, as you know, if you're a sports fan. And after-school childcare at every school. So we have Kids Club, YMCA at every one of them. And this year, last year we actually began doing STEM and STEAM at our after-school program, as well as our transitional kindergarten class. Our transitional kindergarten students get hands-on science experiments with math and science nucleus. And hundreds of extracurricular activities, lots and lots of opportunities for our kids. Parent involvement unparalleled. I can't tell you, there hasn't been one school, one classroom that I've gone to. If they're not there, they were there before I got there. Amazing parental support. And then our foundations that have really, really helped us survive, in addition to all of our employees giving of themselves to make sure that we make it through these budget cuts. So PPIE, which is Pleasanton Partnership in Education, and the executive director is here with us today, and PSEE, which has really saved music in elementary school, because we also have music in elementary school. And I think that's a part of why we see such wonderful programs in music in middle and high school. If you ever need performances, or, you know, in our middle school students play as if they're professionals. The City of Pleasanton, our biggest partner, and the Chamber of Commerce. Next. Rotary, they do a lot of work with our students. Next. Next. All right. Next, just keep going. Technology plan development, that's our next goal. We want to make sure that our technology plan reflects the needs of our students and we take our students from where they are to the next level. Yesterday we began meeting with our students to see what they think. They are wonderful. They have such great ideas. So we're going to be meeting with staff, teachers, community members, and our students to develop our technology plan. Next. Full implementation of the Common Core standards. As you know, those are the standards that we are going to be fully implementing by next year. And we actually started last year. We're in an amazing place. We had all of our teacher leaders trained, and now we're training everyone else in our school district. And we've done some great work in Common Core. Next. As you know, we're going to have new assessments. So all of you who sell real estate, everybody asks about API and STAR. It is all going to change. And the assessments we're going to take are smarter, balanced assessments. Very different. Critical thinking, problem solving, open responses. Next. And so we're going to go from STAR to MAP. We've got to learn a new acronym, Measurement of Academic Performance and Progress. Next. And LCFF. This is the Local Control Funding Formula. So the way we did our budget has changed. And we will do a lot of community outreach so that people understand how our budget works. What do we do? What kinds of funds come to us? And how is it going to be different than what we had before, after 5 years of budget cuts? Next. So this graphic really shows what we think about. When we look at our students, we think of 21st century learners. And as you see, I'm not sure if you see it really clearly, but it's in my PowerPoint and I'll send it your way. But basically, we're talking about students who can critically think, problem solve, work together, and be socially responsible. So all of that. But in the middle of all of that, they have to be able to read, write, and understand mathematics. And understanding mathematics doesn't mean just computation. It's problem solving. Next. So basically, this really says it all. We believe that curiosity is the engine of achievement, like Ken Robinson says, if you've ever heard him. We believe in empowering students, inspiring them to want to learn, engaging them so that we can educate them. And I, as a superintendent, can't tell you how proud I am of our students' accomplishment, our staff, and the community. It truly is a community working together to educate children. And I think that's another very important, unique quality about Pleasanton, is that we work closely with all the different organizations around us. I can't tell you how much the city has done for us, the police officers, the Rotary, the Chamber. It's all one community, and I think that's what makes a wonderful, desirable place. Plus, you know, when you, I guess, move into Pleasanton, you're not going to worry about which school you're going to go to. Maybe the question is how close you want to be to downtown so you can hear the music on Friday nights. Anyway, thank you so much, and I would be more than happy to answer any questions you have. And my card's on the back table. I have our brochure, and if you ever have a question, email me, call me. I'll be more than happy to respond.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Do we have any questions for the superintendent? Do we have any questions?
We do have questions. Great.
Kathy?
We're not letting you off the hook yet.
Thank you so much for a great job, well done. I was wondering on this high schools, are we going to be exceeding the limits of the, student enrollment?
No, at this point, we have about 2,500, 2,600 at Amador and 2,200 at Foothill. We still have capacity. We actually have inter-district transfers from Sunol and a couple of other towns around here. So elementary school is another issue. We do need to look at another elementary school in the future, because of the housing development that's happening is exactly where we already have a lot of students. So and when I say overcrowded, it all depends on what you're looking at. But the goal for Pleasanton is to keep we don't believe in cookie cutter approaches, but we do believe that you have to have the same quality education at our schools, and the same size also kind of plays into that. So we have some of our schools that are very, very large, our elementary schools, and we're taking a look at that actually.
It's kind of a follow-up question because we had a gentleman here from Pleasanton Weekly last week who said that because of a lot of the multifamily housing that's coming, they're estimating, I think it was 2016, 2017, there'll be 10,000 more residents in Pleasanton. And we initially asked a traffic question, but if there's 10,000 people, my guess is 20% or 2,000 of them are students. So if 15,000 goes to 17,000, because the school doesn't get built overnight, do we have sites identified for elementary schools? Are there places set aside where we could go build one? Is the money there to do it?
So good question. Our demographers report was done in June, and we just the board just approved it this Tuesday. And one of the things we talked about is how do we house new students that come with any development. And we do need to, at this point, we are looking at needing another elementary school, at least one, and depending on what happens in East Pleasanton specific plans, possibly two. And you're right, building an elementary school takes about $37 million, not including the land. So we will have to go and talk with the community about what we do and developers. And we do work with developers to make sure that they are on board with mitigating their impact. But for example, on Tuesday, the board approved, and I sent it to the group that's working on East Pleasanton specific plan, that we need to have a space, land reserved for a school in that development, depending on which scenario they take. But this is a long process, and I encourage you to watch our board meetings and find out more. But absolutely, you're right. With every development, there's impact to students, to schools, because we have students, and we want students. But we have to be able to house them, and we want quality education provided. Right. So.
We have another question back here.
I have a statement. I just wanted to say what great leadership programs you have at your schools and what they're doing in the community, such as the book reading and drives and stuff like that. So just for you to touch on what wonderful leadership we have coming up through the high schools that you guys have developed too.
Like I said, our students are our biggest gift. And I want to thank the parents who send them to us. But I have to tell you, every event that I attend throughout the community, there are students helping out. I didn't tell them to help out, that's just who they are. Our leadership programs are phenomenal. We have so many different clubs at schools, and every day you could join 5 different clubs. And they're all out to serve the community. Service learning is huge. And they don't start in just the last year of high school to make sure they get their 25 hours. Most of our kids start in elementary school. Last year we began raising funds for the Wheelchair Foundation, and all of our schools now are going to do that this coming year, and now it's moving to San Ramon is also following up on what we did and learned from our experience. So it's happening here and in San Ramon. All schools raising money for the Wheelchair Foundation.
One more question right here.
My next door neighbor, Doug Gibbard, said to say, keep up the good work.
Oh.
Thank you. He was my mentor.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again. Now, did you find value today or not, right? I mean, this is the way that we can build our businesses too, by educating our clients. You know, there's so many important things that we make sure that we we put out to everybody that comes on a weekly basis. And learning about the Pleasanton schools and how great their education program is does nothing but help everyone in this room educate your clients. So along that theme, next week, will we have Superintendent Dr. Hankey, right?
Yes, from the Dublin School District.
He's from the Dublin School District, so we get an opportunity to learn about what's happening in Dublin, and again, it gives you the opportunity to educate your clients with Dublin. All right.
And that's-
So